We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Since 1968, we've gone to the moon, we've brought down the Berlin Wall, we've invented the internet, the iPhone, broken countless Olympic records, all that. And this is still an unimpeachable top-tier performance. It destroys a lot of modern talent, if you would even call it that. You can say popular music has changed, but you can't very well say that it's improved. When three scruffy boys airdrop into a festival and rip out some bangers that they wrote themselves with no fuss, I gotta say, it warms my heart. But I guess that's just too much to ask from the biggest artist in the year of our Lord 2024. Now, I have no animus against Drake. I like some of the Drake songs.
I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
But he's the symbol of a broken system.
Let me tell you why you're here.
When I see people say this performance is iconic and timeless, I have to admit, it bothers me. I can't help but think anyone could do this shit. Drake is totally commoditized. I could piss in a gutter in Brooklyn and soak a dozen Drakes. And I have. His biggest songs have 4 writers and 3 producers. Are You Experienced had 1 writer, 1 producer, 1 vision. Does that make it better?
Yeah.
What is the greatest rock and roll performance of all time? Why is it the Jimi Hendrix Experience at Miami Pop playing Foxy Lady? This performance has 58 million views, and I'm 55 of them. It's the spring of '68. You have 25,000 in attendance. It's the Woodstock before Woodstock. It's Hendrix in the heat, the prelude to the summer of love. You got Jimi Hendrix, Chuck Berry, Frank Zappa. Everyone's accounted for. Jimi Hendrix is coming off 2 massive albums, Are You Experienced and Axis Bold as Love. International stardom in the US and abroad, actively touring with The Experience, whose live performances had garnered a reputation for their energy, showmanship, and technical brilliance. The vibrations are immaculate, which is no surprise given the Miami crowd and likely the band as well are all on psychedelics.
They can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet. Because there are things that are more beautiful.
What about Woodstock? Miami Pop walked so that Woodstock could run. It was put on by the same people only a year later. But for me, it's slightly overrated, and I'll tell you why. Find me some performance footage that looks half as good as Miami Pop. You can't. It doesn't exist. Now, let me tell you why Miami Pop is the greatest. The song opens with a fingered note shaken in a wide, exaggerated vibrato. Audience sitting down picnic style, everyone's high as fuck, but still perfectly attentive. That's the balance that you want. Jimmy turns slightly, causing his amp to feedback. Cranks his tone. Then he counts the band in a power slide into the famous riff. This hand wave, crouch, find the note for the lick, nail the lick. I love his movement there, grooving on the main riff. The way he crosses his arms when hitting this power slide looks like he's casting a spell. The hand behind the shoulder for the hammer-on pull-off, just a nice little stroke of color. So stylish, freeze frames for vibe. Mitchell ripping. No Redding on the bass, the hair. Cut to Jimmy for the verse vocal.
Now you know you are.
Long shot, capture Jimmy's full figure. Couch the guitar in the groin like a lance on horseback. Very sexual. Works perfectly here. Very emotional delivery. His live voice is amazing. Way better than the record. Oh, playing between the legs. Sick. Uh-oh. Lighting his guitar on fire. They sound so tight here. Locked in. A seamless combination of rhythm and lead guitar. Jimmy's famous for that. He does this call-in response, filling the gaps in the vocal with whatever improvisation he feels, and it adds so much extra heat that you don't get on the album. Love the way he says Foxy Lady. Beautiful. The homies in VIP section, they just look like very edgy 60s homies. Jimmy couching the guitar. This is the stage presence everyone talks about. Just amazing expression. I love how they made this video more as a monument to Jimi than just this one performance, because they kind of know what I know, which is that this is the greatest performance footage of Jimi. It's what I like to call the rockstar double tap, because sometimes you need to confirm the kill, which means after you light your guitar on fire, if it survives, you better be ready to smash it to pieces. Cue the "it was a perfectly good guitar, children in Africa" bit. Why do this, you ask? Shut up. I will tell you. You do it for many reasons, all of them completely trite, but still no less true. Because the show must go on. Because people love this shit, and you gotta give the people what they want. All right.
Wire. Copper. Oh, man. Copper.
Here I come, baby.
Little smirk.
Coming to get you.
Counts the band back in with 4 hops. Low shutter pan. Get that frame stop effect. Oh yeah, the sexual crouch, the sexual groin guitar move. Now we're just going full chaos mode here. Back into the riff, tighten it up. Full chaos here, build into the final chord. Whammy the shit out of this. His facial expressions are amazing here. I wonder if he's making eye contact with anyone. I doubt it. Boom. Final chord. Slide on the mic stand. Beautiful. Punch the body. Boom. Cut out. Nice. Everyone loves it. How could you not? I think they ended the show on that. There's a reason the best directors in the world still shoot on film. It offers a unique look that evokes nostalgia, artistry, and timelessness. All words that aptly describe the voodoo child himself, the guitar wizard, the left-handed legend. And this footage retains the most gorgeous characteristics of vintage film. Varying textures in the scratches, dirt, and other artifacts. Warm colors, rich reds, and soft skin tones. A dreamy, ethereal feeling. I won't say too much about the band's fashion other than it still looks sick, and it's a perfect reflection of the counterculture movement and the zeitgeist of the late 60s. Psychedelic prints, vibrant colors, and military jackets. In Miami, he's wearing a pair of bold, vibrant red flared pants. I don't care what anyone says, the flared pants fashion is insane. It worked in the 60s, worked in the 70s, it works in the 2010s, and it still works today. A decorated hat, abundant jewelry, the flowing white shirt with ruffles, originally popularized by Louis XIV, the Sun King, a symbol of the French nobility and high fashion in the 17th century. Jimi's ornate vintage look was about more than just aesthetics. It was about personal expression, freedom, and an anti-establishment ethos of peace, not war.
Well, ask yourself, what is a hippie? I mean, this is an old word that has a lot of connotations, but to me, you know, because I grew up, I mean, remember that the 60s happened in the early 70s, right? So we have to remember that. And that's sort of when I came of age. So I saw a lot of this. And, you know, a lot of it happened right in our backyard here. So to me, the spark of that was that there was something beyond sort of what you see every day. There's something going on here in life beyond just a job and a family and 2 cars in the garage and a career. There's something more going on. There's another side of the coin that we don't talk about much, and we experience it when there's gaps, when we kind of just aren't really, when everything's not ordered and perfect, when there's kind of a gap, you experience this inrush of something. And a lot of people have set off throughout history to find out what that was. You know, whether it's Thoreau or whether it's, you know, some Indian mystics or whoever it might be. And the hippie movement got a little bit of that, and they wanted to find out what that was about, and that life wasn't about what they saw their parents doing. And of course the pendulum swung too far the other way and it was crazy, but there was a germ of something there. And it's the same thing that causes people to want to be poets instead of bankers, you know? And I think that's a wonderful thing.